fellow board members. I call this meeting to order of the Bethel Public Library Board of Directors for Monday, April, what is it?
25.
25. That's what it is. Okay. The first thing on our agenda is public input. Is there any public input? I'd like to recognize Judy as a board member. And is there someone else on our screen that would like to be included in our meeting? Would you like to identify yourself for our records of who is here tonight? All right, moving on. I will look for approval of the meeting minutes from March 28th. Thank you, Robin. A second, Terry. I presume everyone has read the minutes. Anyone have any suggestions, corrections, changes? All those in favor of accepting the minutes from March 28th signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstained? Everyone was here? Great, thank you.
Yes, I have to abstain.
Oh, Judy, I'm sorry, you weren't here last month. Okay, we'll put that in the minutes too. Okay. Moving on to treasurer's report here.
Did everyone receive the treasurer's report? Questions? We had a lot of activity, obviously, with Square, and also with paying out a lot of things. But there's no question.
Just one thing, I like the way that you incorporated, as we talked last month, the Gulf line items.
Thank
So
you.
we have just one line item.
Yeah, I think it made it a lot easier, and that way we can really track rather than having to split it up across a number of different things. So good, thank you. And as you can see, our friends have really sponsored a lot of our programming. It's very exciting, and thank you. And we had no activity in our grants accounts, although that will probably be changing within the next month or so. But for right now, that's it. So yes.
Yeah, why were there so many separate deposits?
One of the things that happened was the deposits came in at different times through Square.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's really, we're at the mercy of Square. When they post it, that's when it comes through. So that's what we did. And then in terms, are you asking for the banking portion of it or for the Square portion of it?
No, just it's square, it's just, you know,
Yeah.
it's so many lines, it's square.
Absolutely. Megan and I would have appreciated it if they would have lumped them together, but it's
I
just.
think they do it daily.
Yep.
That's why.
Well, they do it
Every time
daily,
they put tickets
yes,
purchased,
they do
it's
it
one a
daily,
day,
and,
and we do that, yeah.
and so that's why it comes through that way. And you can also see the amount of money that they took out of that, and, but yeah, that's why. Believe me,
Thank you.
anything we could do next time to make that. But it's the mechanics of how it works.
Just FYI.
Yes, ma'am.
When I was looking at the accounts, under the grant fund account.
Yes.
check, the books in honor of Henry Arnold.
Yes,
Is that what that money should be under the grant fund?
it was a grant to us, yes.
It's been on the books for a long time now.
But it wasn't there last month.
It's
Was it
been,
under something else?
yeah, no, it's
It's been there.
been there.
Maybe it was in
It
the
might
total. Maybe it was in the total. That's fine.
It's something that we have been whittling down for quite some time. And we're still working on it.
Well, that's fine. To have too much money is fine. To have money rather than not have money. Okay, if there's no more questions, all those in favor of accepting Tia's treasurer's report?
We need a
No,
motion
motion.
or
I'll make a motion that we accept the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Bob, in a second. Rebecca, thank you very much. Any other questions? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. All those in favor of accepting Tia's treasurer's report, signify by saying aye.
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 Abstained? Thank you, Judy. Okay, thank you, Tia. Another job well done. Friends of the Library, Jan, welcome.
We have nothing too earth-shaking going on right now. We're doing our thing and looking at some other ways to get some money, but we're actually doing well in the bookseller thanks to Amazon. We have a fellow who comes in and takes the books that we process from our end, and he then sells them on Amazon. And we're getting like $100, sometimes a lot more every month from the Amazon purchases. So it's becoming a steady source of income. We are looking for more donations, just saying. So if you're still cleaning out your bookshelves, they can also.
What are the days again? I know I asked this, I write it down and then I forget.
I'm sorry,
When can we bring books?
Mondays between, okay, Megan's going to check me on this.
No, she'll put it on the board. She'll put it up.
Yes,
'Cause I
Monday
do this.
afternoons, Wednesday afternoons, and Saturday afternoons.
There are the hours on the screen.
There they are.
12:30 to 5:30 on Monday. Wednesday, 1 to 7. Saturday, 11 to 3.
Thank you, Mary.
Okay, and I do have donations. I'm happy to
Like some boxes.
happy to get
Good
them out of my
boxes,
house.
I like boxes. This
Well,
is
they have
good.
books in them. Excuse me.
That's all I have.
Jan? The chairman update, I have nothing to report except that the town budget did go through. Hallelujah. We have our budget, so we're set for next year and we'll be able to move on with all our plans for the coming year. So thank you all, and I hope you all voted. Thank you. Megan?
Okay, so first, any questions on the statistics?
Some of the statistics are up as high as pre-pandemic.
Right. As do I.
I thought that was great, and not just in digital stuff too.
It's strange that the entrance into the library is down as much as it is relative to how much is being borrowed.
It's because of programming. A majority of our activity was from programs, and children was having up to 800 attendees. So you think about the number of people coming in and out, and a lot of our programs for children, we're just not going to get those numbers back up in the next year. The fact that we really can't handle having 60 participants in a story time right now, and an adult, more than half of the attendance in programs is online. So most of our adult programs are hybrid right now. So about 2/3 of the participants are usually online. So I think it's going to take us a while to get that done. With our in-person programs.
But everything is headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I
We
think
see
we're
growth
doing
every
we're
month,
doing
so
very
that's
good.
fine.
Yes. Then spending report. So just to note quick, you'll see at the bottom, I have a note about an error on the previous report. Last month, when I did the media report for juvenile, instead of reporting the spending, I reported the balance. That's why the number is less this month instead of more than the previous month.
What you were trying, one thing you were trying to figure out and all that.
No, no, this was just an error I caught when I was typing the amount, it was less than the previous month. No, sorry. So this is where we are for the year right now. Last month, I just mentioned that equipment maintenance, while had looked high, is actually going to be substantially lower because of some big purchases we had made. Those invoices came in today, so that should be reflected in next month's report. Any questions on the? I'm actually most of you all know that Amy will be leaving us as of next Friday. While we are very sad to see her go, I feel that she has left us in a very good position to move forward. So we posted her job position on Thursday evening, and we have 3 strong candidates we're going to move quickly. We're not going to do this in stages. We already sent out pre-interview questions to the first 3 candidates. Once we receive those, we'll start scheduling interviews. Mainly because there are quite a few jobs in the last week, full-time positions that have been posted in the state, one of which is also marketing. So we're going to move quickly. But I think that we're going to do well. Our new children's assistant will be starting on the 16th. We've heard from her since she sent her letter, so things are on track for her to start on time. The locker project, we're currently training staff. We run into a bit of a, I don't know, not a hiccup, but we discovered an alternative way of allowing people to book the lockers for checkout. So the initial plan was is when a hole came in, a patron would call us and then we would schedule them for a locker pickup. We found other libraries in the country that have been able to create a way to make a pickup location as Bethel Library, whatever the library is, and then Hyphen Locker. So you could select and place a hold for a locker, so you wouldn't have to call you. And it's fantastic. However, we found out today, we don't have the capability within our consortium to do that right now.
Oh.
So we put in a ticket out to the community. So how it works is you put out an idea you have, and then other libraries can chime in with an interest for that project to be done. So interest has been shown in the last 24 hours in this project. So our hope is that it will come to fruition soon. However, not in time for us to move forward because we don't want to wait any longer on lockers. So we've taken a step back. We're moving back to the older model we created, and we're going to intend to launch hopefully by next week the lockers as an option. We're just really hoping to streamline it, make it less complicated, especially to patrons who get tired of having to call constantly to alter their pickup or having us call them. So the hope is that it will switch over in the next few months. We'll see what happens. Tom and Amy have been working very hard on it. Tom's made a lot of progress, but it is a very simple system on the staff side. So once all the staff complete the training, we're going to put an article out next week in the Gazette. We're going to send out an email blast to the community and then put it online. So hopefully we'll see what happens from there. It says final grant paperwork is submitted. It's going to be sent out on Wednesday. I hope it doesn't have to submit it today, but it's a very busy day. Tax aid ended in mid-April. It went very well. The gentleman we had running the program this year did an excellent job. So you'll notice a spike in the foot traffic in the building last month. That's compliments of tax aid. And Tom, a couple months back, applied for a grant with the state to have our network evaluated by CPN. So they come in and they do assessment of your equipment, wiring, they test how well your networks are working, and then they give you a plan back. You don't necessarily have to implement that plan. They give you a plan on ways to improve the network in your building. So it's roughly $7,000 the cost, and the grant that was awarded should cover that. We're very excited for that because that is something we struggled with when COVID hit, was the demand on our network, and the demand has not gone away since COVID has ended. So there. So we believe that this will help us move forward in the coming year.
I get the network statistics. You have a breakdown, you get a breakdown on who's going where is in the network.
So not the network, on the website we do, but on the network itself, we can see how many people are on the Wi-Fi at any given time. We can see average Wi-Fi usage, but we don't see who's coming on.
So there may be some people using your Wi-Fi, but
It is possible because we also provide Wi-Fi to anybody on the property as well. So it is possible even people in the municipal won't be using our Wi-Fi. But we prefer that to the alternative of making it a password. Because then people who want to use our Wi-Fi off hours may not necessarily be able to get onto it. So we did evaluate that and we feel that it's something that we can handle. But definitely if you want to have a chat with Tom, I'm sure he'd love to talk to you about it.
So let's go those with Tom for finding that grant.
Yes, I think it was fantastic. it is something that's gonna, a continuing concern for us, making sure that we're always providing the best service. So Tom saw an opportunity, he took it, and it worked out very well. Any questions for me? Oh, just a side note, this might be interesting, is I had Tom run a report the other day, self-checkouts, because we're evaluating their location. And between April 1st and April 21st, over 700 checkouts were completed on a new self-checkout machine.
That's because
in
it's
the middle of
fun.
the room. Yes, so,
It is fun, that's right.
yeah. And we've started, Linda and Mary Ann have started tagging on the second floor. So we're currently doing the biography section. And they're progressing quite quickly. So I do have high hopes for us moving through the nonfiction portion of the thing.
Has everybody here tried it? It's okay.
Oh, if you try it with your son, it is a good to watch.
Any other questions for Megan? Okay. Any other business anyone cares to bring up?
I brought several people to the Bell and they loved it. I got so much positive feedback. So they wanted to know if we're gonna do it again next year. I don't know if it's been discussed or not, but.
Well, it's been discussed, yes, we will do it again next year. Yes,
Okay.
and I guess as a follow-up to the golf, like we have sent out thank you notes to all the sponsors. And so we're, gonna meet again in another few months and start gearing up for next year. So yes, we'll do it again next year.
As soon as we have a date, we'll let all of you
Okay.
know.
And we'd love any feedback, positive or negative. Okay. Share. Okay, I'm glad.
Well, then I shall look for a motion to adjourn. Anyone? So moved. Harry? Thank you.
Yeah.
Second.
Sorry.
That's early, Connie, thank you very much. Okay, this meeting is adjourned at 6:17. That must be a record.